Okay, we are going to go ahead and get started. Hi, everyone. Welcome and thank you for joining us today. My name is Nicola Paul, and I'm one of the Assistant Directors of Recruitment for the Columbia College of Arts and Sciences at the George Washington University. And today we'll be telling you more about our mathematics graduate programs. And to do this, I'm joined by a faculty member within the mathematics department who will introduce themselves in a moment. And so I'm going to start with a brief introduction to GW and then turn it over to our faculty presenter who will give you an overview of the program. And so this will be about a 25 to 30-minute presentation followed by a time for questions. Some housekeeping things to know. If you have any questions during this presentation, please feel free to type those in the Q&A box that you should see located at the bottom of your screen on the toolbar, and we will have the Q&A after the presentation. Also, please note that this session will be recorded. And so if you would like the link to the recording, you are free to email us. And I'm putting our email address right now in the chat. You are free to email us and request the link to this recording, and we'll be able to provide that for you. Next slide, please. Awesome. So before we get started, I want to give you an overview of our school, the George Washington University, especially if you've never been to our campus before. GW is located in the heart of Washington, D.C., and it has been this way since 1821. We are the largest institution of higher education in the U.S. Capitol, with 3 campuses and nearly 14,000 graduate students from over 130 plus countries, so we have a very diverse student population. When I say we are in the heart of Washington, D.C., I really mean it, as we're only a few blocks away from the White House, the IMF, World Bank, and so many more government, nonprofit, and private sector organizations, which this has been very crucial for many internship opportunities while you are engaging in your studies, as well as career opportunities. Within GW, we have the Columbian College of Arts and Sciences, which is GW's largest academic unit with over 90 graduate programs, and within CCAS, which is also, this is the other way to call the Columbia College of Arts and Sciences, our programs are supported by nearly 500 full-time faculty members who promote collaboration, critical thinking, and hands-on learning while tackling real-world challenges. So with that overview, our amazing faculty member present here is now going to tell you more about the mathematics graduate programs at GW.
Hello, hi. My name is Hao Wu, and I'm the advisors to all our masters and certificate students in the Department of Mathematics. And let me start my presentation. So our department is compared to a lot of math department, we're relatively small, but we have all the programs. So we have the undergraduate program, the graduate certificate program, master's program, and the PhD program. Currently, the director of graduate studies is Joe Lewis, and his email is on the screen, and he can answer in details about our PhD program and master's programs. And I'm the advisor for master's and the certificates. And the the web address to our department, especially to the graduate program, is also listed on this slide, and you can get more information from there. And currently, we have 12 tenured or tenure track faculty, and the research areas in our department are algebra, analysis and dynamic systems, applied math, combinatorics, computational biology, logic, topology, and knot theory. I'm pretty sure, pretty sure one of our colleague is also doing research in differential geometry. And we have 19 PhD students right now and 5 master students. Yeah, I know the number of master students is kind of low right now. We had a much larger master's program a few years back, but that was mainly due to an influx of international students, mainly from China. But since now China is facing some economic difficulties, so we're not getting that many Chinese students as before. And we also have visiting faculties, and we also have full-time lectures and also a, a professor on the teaching track. And yeah, many of our colleagues are supported by external grants from NSF, Simons Foundation, NASA, NSA, and NIST. And the headquarters of our department is on the seventh floor of Phillips Hall in downtown DC. So yeah, let me quickly go through the PhD program. So the PhD program runs for 5 years. Um, the students need to first do coursework related to their prospective research area, and they also need to do qualifying exam. We offer qualifying exams in 4 areas. I think it's algebra, applied math, topology, and analysis. And so basically, the top 3 scores from these 4 areas count toward your qualifying exam total. So yeah, if you're confident, you can just take the 3 areas and the total. Yeah, hopefully you can pass from the 3 areas. And after that, after you pass the qualifying exam, you need to basically go through an oral specialty exam. The specialty exam comes in 2 parts, comes in 2 hours. The first hour is a presentation. Basically, it's about what you have learned in preparation for your thesis study and a rough plan of what you're going to do for your thesis. And the second part is an oral exam. Basically, the examiners will ask you questions about related to your specialty, and yeah, if you can answer most of them successfully, you pass. And then you have 1 or 2 years to finish your dissertation after your specialty exam. And once you finish your dissertation, you can you can you can request a dissertation defense, and if you pass, you get your degree. And there's the optional master's degree along the way. I think while you're doing your PhD program, if your coursework load, uh, if you have completed enough coursework that satisfies the requirements for the master's degree, you can ask for a master's degree along the way. Uh, yeah. So basically, your PhD program is divided into uh, 2 parts, pre-candidacy and candidacy. So pre-candidacy mainly happens before your specialty exam. You need to take um, you need to take 48 credit hours. That's 16 courses. That can be a mix of math graduate courses, advanced undergraduate math courses, math intensive courses from other departments. But if you want to take the you know courses outside math, you need to petition to the graduate committee, and if the graduate committee finds that class suitable for your progress toward your PhD, they'll approve it. And also, GW is in a consortium with several local universities, including University of Maryland, Georgetown, and George Mason, I think, and also University of DC. So basically, if there are courses in those departments, in those universities that are related to your research, you can also petition to the graduate committee to take those courses. And yeah, so these are consortium courses. So once you're done with them, the consortium will transfer the credit back to our department automatically. And also, if there is some particular subject you want to learn with one of our faculty members, and that course uh, is not scheduled, you can take it via reading course. So basically, you will meet the professor of that reading course weekly. Then you will figure out how you should arrange that. So usually if I do that, I'll just ask the students to read the textbooks and present the material to me. And yes, and also since our master's program requires 30 credits, yeah, any PhD students can ask for a master's degree after he or she finishes the 30 credit hours. And for the yeah, for a student to complete the PhD program, they need to first pass the qualifying exam. That those are written exams offered at the beginning of every semester. So it's at the beginning of, well, it's just the week before the beginning of the spring and the fall semesters. So the next offering will be in January of 2026, and after that will be in August of 2026. So we'll have 4 fields for the written exams: algebra, analysis, applied math, and the topology. And three the so basically, yeah, as I just mentioned, that the 3 top scores from these 4 areas will count toward your total score for the qualifying exam. So I think nowadays we grade each area out of 30 points. And so out of the 3 areas, a total of 90 points, you need 50 points to pass. And so basically, yeah, you need to complete your qualifying exam by the essentially the middle of your second year. So that's like the before the start of your 4th semester here. And after that, after you finish your qualifying exam, you need to take the specialty exam. That's taken in the 3rd year. So basically, after you finish all your regular coursework, and it's basically the main component of your advancement to candidacy. So basically, after your specialty exam, after you pass your specialty exam, you also need to write a short uh, plan for your dissertation research. If that plan is accepted by the department and also by the college, then you advance to PhD candidacy. And the as I just mentioned, the specialty exam consists of first presentation of your knowledge of the specialty you plan to do research on, and also a rough plan on your dissertation research. And then there will be 1 hour of oral exam. Basically, you need to organize the exam yourself, and you need 3 examiners to sit on your committee. Uh, that the let me see, huh? Yeah, so basically, yeah, you choose your examiners and what, yeah, let's see, yeah, and then the coursework continues. So altogether, you need 72 credit hours to finish your PhD program. So pre a specialty exam, you should have finished the 48 credit hours, and after the specialty exam, there are still 24 credit hours to finish. But most of those credit hours are going to be allocated to reading and research. Yeah. So basically, uh, yeah, after your specialty exam, you probably need 2 or 3 years to finish your dissertation research and defense. And so for your defense, you need a 5-person committee, so including the 3 examiners from your specialty exam and 2 more readers for your dissertation. And basically, again, it's you present your dissertation for 1 hour, and after that, the committee will again ask you questions So again, it's like a 1 hour oral exam after that. So that's the defense. So presentation after uh, followed by a oral exam. Okay, most of our PhD students are supported by GTA packages. So GTA means graduate teaching assistants. So these packages these packages come with 5 years of guaranteed funding. Here, guarantee means contingent on your passing all the necessary exams. So yeah, that the package includes tuition, stipend, and a salary. So yeah, so you should yeah, basically pays all your tuition and should have enough money uh, in stipend and salary to support your life near GW. And basically, to receive that package, you also need to be a teaching assistant for undergraduate courses that usually involves around 15 to 20 hours of work per week. And the 5 years include one duty-free years. So usually people use it towards the end of their PhD program so that they can concentrate on their dissertation research. So recently for our PhD graduates, some of them uh, go for academic positions. So basically in math, unless you go to purely teaching university, if you want to do research, you need to start with a postdoc position. And yeah, so in recent years, some of our students went to Lehigh, ETH Zurich, uh, UT Southwestern Medical Center, Monash University in Australia, and CUNY to do their postdocs. And they also, some of them went for industry positions, and recently those includes someone who went to Amazon and also someone who went to work for TikTok, and some of our graduates also went to work for uh, government, went for the federal government, yeah, the USDA, and yeah, one of our adjunct professor who's also our PhD graduate, I think he works for the Navy. Yeah, so. Yeah, so the PhD application deadline is January 15th, and that's at the bottom of the slide. You can see the link to the application website. And then we also have master's programs. We have two master's programs, one MA in pure math and one MS in applied math. Both requires 30 credit hours. That's 10 classes. Yeah, so usually the GTA packages are not enough to uh, cover all the teaching needs the department has. So we love to hire our master students as graders and TAs. These positions comes with a stipend, but does not come with the tuition support. That's what I think. But occasionally we got we do receive some tuition support from the college, but that's not regular. We have it from time to time. And the application deadline for masters is April 1st. And yeah, so for the MA program, that's basically MA in mathematics. So usually that prepares students who are interested in go further in the research track, academic track. They'll move on to a PhD program in pure math. And so yeah, to get your MA, so we have four core areas in mathematics. So these are algebra 1 and 2, applied math 1 and 2, measure theory and functional analysis. That's one sequence, and general and algebraic topology. That's one sequence. So among these 4 sequences, you need to complete 2 of these. And then the other credits can come from advanced undergraduate courses and graduate courses in the department. And if you, and also, yeah, if there is something other than a math course you want to take, you can petition to the graduate committee. And usually, if it's really relevant to your program of study, the committee will approve it. And also, you can do reading courses. Again, if you want to take a reading course, you need the approval of the graduate committee. And for the Master of Science in Applied Math, again, the structure is similar, but yeah, but you don't have to do those 2 out of 4 sequences. You just focus on applied math. The courses can be split between math and area of application. It could be computer science, economics, engineering, and operation research, physics, or even statistics. And again, if you need to take a class outside the department, you need a petition to the graduate committee and receive approval for the graduate committee in order for the course to count toward your degree. And yeah, and yeah, some credit may come from advanced undergraduate courses. Again, yeah, I think I forgot to mention this. So if you need to take undergraduate courses for credit toward your master's degree, both MA and MS, you need to petition to the graduate committee and receive approval first. And again, yeah. So recently, our graduates from our the graduates from our master's program went to well, several areas. It includes industry, that's mostly software engineering, government, that in this case DoD, and also many of them move on to PhD programs that includes our own PhD program, and also PhD program in statistics, and also PhD programs at other universities, in particular, I guess recently UC Davis. And something that I am personally excited about is that we just created a new machine learning track in the MS program. So basically, yeah, so basically the main difference between machine learning AI and the traditional software engineering is, I would say, the math has changed. The math behind the application has changed. So before the machine learning and AI trend started, to be a good software engineer, you just need to basically just need to know the math classes that are required by the School of Engineering. That's basically the calculus classes, the 3 calculus classes, linear algebra, and also differential equations, and sometimes both ODE and PDEs. But to really understand the theory and to set up new models for AI and machine learning, you really need to know math beyond those uh, fundamental engineering school mathematics. So basically, I guess the main difference, the main point is that to understand the models in machine learning and AI, you really need to know more advanced analysis. By that, I really mean measure theory and functional analysis. And in order, so measure theory and functional analysis. But in order to master those subjects, you also need to really understand the theory of calculus, which in this department is offered as real analysis 1 and 2. So these are the uh, so basically these are the theoretical foundations you need to really work with machine learning. And after, well, while you're learning these theoretical foundation, we also offer 4 courses in directly in the field of machine learning these are numerical linear algebra with Python. So basically, that's a class for our students to practice their Python skills. Well, if you don't know Python, you need to learn Python in this class. But even if you know Python, this class offer you chances to apply your Python skills to more mathematically challenging settings. And after that, well, or maybe at the same time, while you're taking that class, you can also take the basic theory of machine learning. So that's not applied class. This is basically just theories that make machine learning work. That includes nonlinear programming and also, for example, gradient search and stochastic gradient search, and with application to neural network and also the universal approximation theorem for the neural network. Actually, yeah, that's a good example of why you need to know measure theory and functional analysis to understand machine learning, because the reason why neural networks work is because of the universal approximation theorem. But if you read the proof of that theorem, there's no way you can understand that proof without knowing measure theory and functional analysis first. And then we have deep learning with applications. So basically, that's a course that allows you to apply the theory you have learned on machine learning and AI onto various models and various problems. So the title of this class is actually quite long. It's deep learning with applications in, I think, with applications in deterministic and stochastic learning. But yeah, and also and also we have a topics class on machine learning. So basically, right now we have two topics in mind. So if I'm teaching this class, I'll do the manifold learning. So basically, what is manifold learning? So basically, in machine learning, the computational cost is mainly dependent on the spaces in which you are doing the research, and the higher the dimension of the spaces, the more expensive the computation is. So traditionally, people can find linear relations between the data points and also uh, the optimal parameters. And if you can find those linear relations, you can use those linear relations to define subspaces and lower the dimension and therefore lower the cost of computations. But linear relations only go so far. Sometimes you find nonlinear relations, for example. Then in these cases, the next best thing is, instead of finding a subspace, you find a submanifold. This basically allows us to do manifold learning, and this requires some knowledge of differential geometry. So that's how differential geometry is applied to machine learning. I think one of our colleagues is also preparing a topic in generative AI. So yeah, I don't know much about that, but sounds very interesting. So if he offers that topics class, I'll probably sit in. And so basically, yeah, we have 4 courses in the field and 4 courses that's theoretical foundation. And that leaves us with 2 other classes. For these 2 other classes, you can either choose from a math course or, with the approval of the graduate committee, courses from outside the department that's related to your program of study. So basically, um, for example, I would say, although applied math sequence is not required in this program, but a lot of the techniques used in traditional applied math is also used in machine learning. So taking those classes will be very useful. And also, for example, to really correctly formulate the problems and solutions to a lot of machine learning problems, you need to use the language of topology. So yeah, so in that case, taking the topology class can also be very useful. So yeah, it depends on what you're interested in. So there are classes that are within the department or without the department that you can take in addition to these 8 courses in this track. Okay, uh, so below the PhD program and the master's program, we also have the certificate program. Certificate programs, we have 2 certificates, one for just certificates of math and one for certificates of financial math. So for math, it's basically for those students who want to continue to a graduate program, either in math or something closely related to math. So sometimes could be quantitative economics and yeah, some areas of um, engineering and management. So basically, they require math courses. So to do well in those graduate programs, they require courses that are not uh, offered in non-math major undergraduate majors. So basically, in a sense, our graduate certificate program is basically to help you to prepare for a math intensive master's or PhD program. And we also have a certificate program in financial math. That's basically a preparation for your study in financial engineering. So that requires some particular knowledge of stochastic uh, differential equations and also some financial jargons that if you are not from a financial background, you probably not know. So yeah, for the graduate certificate in financial math, we basically prepare you for further study in financial engineering. And each of these 2 programs requires 12 credits. That's 4 courses, and basically I guess, yeah, we'll see later on, see which are required and which can be elective. And yeah, basically it's this is a convenient way to fill gaps in your mathematical background. And also we're fairly flexible about specific course requirements. So basically, if you have already taken some of the courses before, let's say if you have already taken some required courses before, you can replace that required courses with an elective course. But still, you need 12 credit hours from GW to graduate from, how should I say that, from this certificate program to get that certificate. Oh, and if you're international students, unfortunately, the certificate program does not support a student visa. And the website for applying to the certificate program is the same, and we don't have a deadline for the application to the certificate program, so you can just apply anytime, and you can start in both uh, fall and spring. Okay, so in order to be admitted to the certificate program, you need to know the basics in math. That includes the calculus sequence, linear algebra, and also uh, you need familiarity with formal mathematical proofs. So basically, if you haven't had any formal exposure to rigorous math proofs, we do offer an undergraduate classes. We all do offer an undergraduate class. I think it's 2180, not 2184. I forgot the number of that class, but we do offer such a class. And yeah, so you can first take that class as a non-degree student. And once you finish that class, you can uh, continue into our graduate certificate program. And to apply for the certificate program, you need to submit your transcript and one letter of recommendation. And for the certificate program, we do not require a statement of purpose. And okay, so now you can see that for the certificate program in mathematics, you are required to take real analysis 1 and 2. Then you have 5 classes to you need to choose the 2 out of the 5 following classes from as your elective. For the certificate in financial mathematics, there are 3 required classes. So basically, real analysis 1, introduction to financial math and stochastic calculus, and then you have 1 elective from a list of 5 classes. So yeah, I think that's my presentation. And again, the director of our graduate studies is Joe Lewis. His email is on screen, and I'm the advisor for all the masters and certificate students, and my email is on screen now.